Hey y'all, it's Keylonda and I'm back with another video. In this video, I will describe for you the reasons why I love time out for my toddler. So if you'd like to hear my reasons, then you know what to do. Just keep on watching. I decided to try out time out. Her pediatrician, whenever you do your well visits, they give you a card of different tips, things to expect, milestones they should be reaching, things like that. And the 2-year-old card had about, time out as, I guess, a disciplinary measure. For me, we utilize 2 minutes because she's 2 years old. The number one reason I like it is because it's quick. Like I said, it's 1 minute per year of age. So she sits there for 2 minutes. It's not anything long or drawn out. And once it's over, typically we can all just move on. Okay, so it's quick. The next reason is because it gives both of us a chance to cool off. Like I mentioned, it's quick, so it's not an extended amount of time, but it gives her a chance to get out of her little toddler / teenage fit, and it gives me a chance to really think about, what am I trying to teach her? Is it something that just bugs me, or is it something that a lesson that she could really begin to learn as best as she can understand? So just gives us a chance to cool off, separate for a little while and come back and regroup. Okay. The third reason I like time out for my 2-year-old is that it doesn't reinforce bad behavior. Sometimes we may not realize it, but we're giving attention to negative behaviors if we are, all in their face, telling them, this, don't do this, or stop that, or, grabbing them every time, they do a certain thing that we don't want them to do, or, pulling them away from, this area or that area. We may be actually reinforcing that bad behavior, because attention is attention, and the 2-year-old doesn't really know, oh, hey, this necessarily is, bad attention for her. The fourth reason I love time out for my 2-year-olds is that it limits crying and yelling. Typically, she does cry when I tell her, that she actually has to, have time out, like I went through with, my promise, and like, you going to time out, sister girl. So she may cry when she's on her way there or something like that, but typically it stops pretty quickly, and also it limits having to yell or shout or scream or holler or any of those types of things on my part and her part, because I don't want to, if I can help it, yell or something like that when she could just go sit down. Okay. The next reason I like time out for her is because it's consistent with the school disciplinary practices. The last reason that I enjoy time out for my 2-year-olds is that I don't have any regrets. If she goes to timeout, like I said, it's so quick. We both get a chance to cool off. I'm not reinforcing these negative behaviors, hitting and yelling and all those types of things, and it makes me feel comfortable because I know that when it's over, I can talk to her and tell her, mommy wants you to have fun, or mommy wants you to be able to play, but you have to do this, or you have to listen, or you have to hold mommy's hand because we can't just go walk in the street, or something like that. So I feel like it's important for us to be able to speak to her and talk to her and explain things. And most of the time when I explain the reason that I'm doing something, on her level, using age appropriate vocabulary for her, typically she's like, okay, like everything's fine. So it's not something that I have to use very often, but sometimes I can remind her, Walmart has a timeout corner too. Like if we go to a restaurant or something like that, I can remind her those things, and typically it'll kind of snap her back into where she needs to be. And you still have to allow them a chance to be a toddler, and just they're gonna do some things, but like I said, during that time out, you're able to see, like, am I being unreasonable? Is this expectation too high for a child of this age? And then you can just kind of regroup during that time out period and you haven't done anything that you will regret, taking away some technology or something that they may be able to learn with, or not allowing them to do some type of activity, whereas it may be physical and they may be getting some energy out, or burning some calories, burning that sugar off or something like that. So sometimes the things that we take away may be beneficial if they're in place, and with time out you're not necessarily depriving them of anything except attention for negative behavior. So those are the reasons that I love time out for my 2-year-old, and that's all I have. Thank y'all so much. We're on our way to 500 sugars. I just can't even believe it. So everyone who's been liking and commenting and sharing my videos on Facebook and things like that, y'all just don't know. It just means so much to me. And I'm working so hard to be able to bring you all, content that I think you'll enjoy, that I think will be entertaining and helpful. And so as always, if you have any requests, just leave them down in the comment section below. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.